Hey guys, my name is BossLetsPlays, and if you want to watch more gaming videos and more programming tutorials such as game development, check out my channel. The link is in the description. Have you ever noticed yourself being a hypocrite towards someone who's being a hypocrite about being something that you're both the thing that you're trying to tell people not to do? That probably made no sense whatsoever, but it made a lot of sense in my head before I said that. Basically, when I would take this video to talk to you guys about it, this is a bit of a weird video for me. Normally I don't do these types of videos. But I've been thinking the past couple of days because I've been having to deal with a traffic ticket. I guess you'd call it a traffic ticket. But basically, here's the story. So, a few months ago, back in December of 2014, in case you're watching this video like in, the year 2020 or something, I was in a major car accident. I actually was the cause of it. By accident. It was an accident. I didn't I wasn't speeding, I wasn't drinking, anything like that. It was just, basically, here's what happened. I was turning, it wasn't on an intersection, but I was turning left, sort of like, I don't know what you would call that, but it was sort of like in a spot in the median where you're allowed to turn and stuff. I guess that's the best way I can describe it. And it was a big, large, heavy traffic road and stuff. And anyways, I hadn't seen it, two lanes had stopped for me, and they were like waving at me to go. But the third lane, I hadn't seen any cars for a while, so I figured, they're waving me on, I haven't seen any cars for a while in the third lane. It must be safe to go. So I start to turn left, and they're still waving me on, right? The two lanes are still waving me on. So right as I touch the third lane, boom! I get hit by some other sedan. And yeah, I can go on for 20, 30 minutes just going what happened. Because, it happened so fast, but yet at the same time, it was like slow motion. Because trust me, you don't want to feel what an accident feels like. It hurts. And it's scary as hell. My heart was racing like 100 miles an hour. Especially since I was the cause. For a good 20 minutes, I did not know if the other person was alive or not. I honestly did not know. Because he was unconscious for like 20 or 30 minutes. I did not know if he was alive. I thought I had killed him, in which case I would have been fucked. Since I was the cause, technically speaking, I failed to yield right away, so that's why I got the ticket, because it was my fault. And so I thought, oh shit, did I just kill him? Oh fuck me, I'm going to jail. But thankfully he ended up being alright. He had just had a panic attack, which understandably, his car was still brand new. It was only like 4 months old. My car at the time was a little over a year old, like a year and a half or so. Anyways, that out of the way, here's what I really want to take this video to talk about. Before that day, I had always hated on people who thought that they can never get into an accident, they'd never die from drugs, nothing bad from weed or drinking or anything like that would happen to them. Nothing like that. They would see that it happens to other people, but not them. And this is something that driver schools and drug rehabs and whatever, they probably all tell you, but I'm going to tell you the same thing. It will happen to you. I don't care how good you are at driving. If you think something won't happen to you, you're dead wrong. Because I thought I was good at driving. I thought, and this is where I want to talk about, right? This is where the hypocriticness, or whatever I'm trying to say, you know what I mean, comes in. The hypocriteness. Yeah, sure. The hypocrisy, there it is. This is where the hypocrisy comes in. I had always thought that if you thought that something could never happen to you, you were stupid. Yet here I am, thinking nothing could ever happen to me. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I've got a great YouTube thing going. I've got a great... Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I have going for me, YouTube and programming. Okay, that's a different story. But I thought nothing could happen to me, right? And so here I am being a hypocrite. I go into this lane, boom, I get hit, get sent probably 20 yards into the, I got hit hard. Both cars were completely totaled. And yeah, so my car just got sent flying into the grass past the curb and everything. It was scary as hell. But after that, after that day, probably not after that day, probably a week after that day, I started realizing how much of a hypocrite I was. And why I didn't make a video back then, I don't know. It's just, yesterday, I went to go turn in the certificate for completing defensive driving to the court. Well, the court was closed, so I actually had to go to jail, but that's a whole nother story. But anyway, so this week, since I've been doing all that, I've been thinking about that day again, and it just sort of made me realize how much of a hypocrite I was about other people being hypocrites. Because other people would say, you know, things can never happen to them, and then things happen to them. So I guess that's sort of being a hypocrite. But then here I am being a hypocrite for hating on them for doing the same exact thing as me. Also hating on... hopefully you guys understand what I'm trying to say, because it is confusing as hell what I'm trying to say. But basically, I was being a hypocrite about someone being a hypocrite about something that ended up happening to them, and while I was at the same time being a hypocrite about that same thing, and then that same thing happened to me. So, moral of the story, whatever, you know, if you want to drink, if you want to do drugs, if you want to do races in your car, that's fine. Just know that if something happens, if you get hurt, if you hurt someone, if you hurt yourself, it is completely your fault, and you should have known that was going to happen. A lot of people say that weed and alcohol and all that stuff is safe for you. Let me go ahead and tell you, as much healthy or rather less unhealthy as much as people say weed is not actually bad for you, it's gonna happen to you. Eventually, it's something bad is gonna happen, and weed is gonna be the cause of it. But that's a whole different story. Anyways, leave a comment. Let me know what, you know, hypocrisy stories or whatever you guys might have. And yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to Vultra. Be sure to subscribe to me. And yeah, I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye. Hey guys, if you want to have a chance to get a shout out in one of my videos, send me an email to BossLetsPlays@gmail.com with a link to a video, or preferably a clip of a video where you fail horribly at a game.